Evening Prime, every day at 7 p.m.
News at 5, in association with Accoland Amusement Park, Annapurna Foods, Junior Holics, and Biz Farm Biscuits.
Hello and welcome to News at 5. I am Pooja and we start the bulletin with a big story from Tripura. Well, viewers, these are the visuals of a Tripura Chief Minister and a BJP leader Manik Saha and veteran Congress leader Sudeep Roy Burman congratulating each other after registering victories in their respective constituencies of Town Bordawali and 6 Agartala. Well, by the look of it, everything seems fine in Tripura, where leaders from two rival parties are demonstrating true spirit of combat by congratulating each other on their success. But barely hours later, this was what happened in the state capital. Clash erupted in Agartala soon after the declaration of the results for bypolls. The clash erupted outside the Congress Bhavan in Agartala, with the BJP accusing Congress supporters of pelting stones at the residence of Councillor Shilpi Sen. The BJP accused that when a delegation of the party had come to file a police complaint, Congress workers pelted bricks at them from inside the party office. Ministers Ratan Lal Nath and Sushant Chaudhary rushed to the spot and filed a police complaint. So dramatic visuals there are coming in from Tripura capital Agartala, where the Congress has won the 6th Agartala seat, while the BJP has won the Town Bordawali, Jubraj Nagar and Surma seats. The BJP is accusing the Congress of winning the Agartala seat by taking help from the CPIM.
ভাবখানা এমন যে একটা আসনে সিপিএম এর সাহায্যে জয়ী হয়ে ভাবখানা এমন দেখাচ্ছে যে সারা ত্রিপুরা রাজ্য তারা জয়লাভ করেছে এবং সারা ত্রিপুরা রাজ্যে কর্মীদের কাছে এটাই বার্তা থাকবে সজাগ থাকতে, সচেতন থাকতে, কোনো প্রভোকেশনে ট্র্যাপে যেন পা না দেয়। ষড়যন্ত্র হচ্ছে রাজ্যের পরিস্থিতি বিষিয়ে তোলার জন্য, যাতে কোনো অবস্থাতেই কংগ্রেসের এই ষড়যন্ত্রে পা না দেন। আর একটা আসলে জয়ী হয়ে সিপিএম এর সাহায্যে ওরা ভাবছে যে ওরা ত্রিপুরা রাজ্যটা জয়ী হয়ে গেছে। সারা রাজ্যে যে ওদের বিরুদ্ধে রায় গেছে, জমানত বাজেয়াপ্ত হয়েছে, সেই জিনিসটা দেখছে না। তো স্বাভাবিকভাবেই তাই কংগ্রেস এই রাজ্যে বিগত দিনে বাড়তে পারেনি। বিজেপি ত্রিপুরা রাজ্যকে মুক্ত করেছে, এখন বিজেপির বিরুদ্ধে ষড়যন্ত্র হচ্ছে। আমরা পুলিশের সঙ্গে কথা বলি, তারপর আমরা পরবর্তী সময়ে আমরা সিদ্ধান্ত।
Meanwhile, Sudeep Roy Burman also visited the police station along with Ashish Kumar Saha after the incident to take stock of the situation. Both the Congress leaders met with SP West and apprised him of the situation. Later, Roy Burman blamed the police for failing to control the situation.
We are going to discuss this topic. According to the affairs, in front of the SP and additional SP and OC and other women paramedic reports to the PSR Joan.
Breakdown of the law and order, criminals taking law in their own hands. Police have completely failed. कितना दूर होगा? 50 मीटर से कम होगा. Police has completely miserably failed to protect the lives and properties of the common people. Just see the mayhem they have caused over here. So all happened in front of the police. They are helpless lot because they have kneeled down before the power politics of the party in power.
And we also have reactions from a West Tripura SP on the entire incident. Let's listen in.
There was, as you are already aware, today was the election counting day. So the election counting was going on, different parties we had given different spaces for different parties so that they can stand there and then they can know about the results. Apparently, during that time, there was one party was going through one about the results were about to be declared. One party people in 3-4 bikes they were going to the another place. So the other party they apparently mistook it for. They thought that these 4-5 bikes are coming to attack them. Then these people attacked on them. One of the person by name Vikas, he was injured. So I think he got 12 stitches on the head. So I say once this happened, then the people came to know that he is a BJP supporter. He was going there with them. So then BJP people thought that some people were doing this one. Then there was mobilization of groups from both people. So then they started mobilizing and the other party also started mobilizing. As we have seen that near Congress Bhavan, the incident was happening here. See, as up till now that I came to know about the information is that there are 3 people have been injured. And no FIR has been lodged. The arrests have not been made, but arrests will be made once the FIR is lodged. We are identifying the culprits who are responsible for this.
All right, our assistant news editor Pinaki Das joins us from Agartala to give us the latest update on this big development from Tripura. Well, Pinaki, as just after the results were out, we could see the violence after by polls erupts in Agartala after the result, taking stock, and the entire city is marred with these violence pictures. We could see that by looking off it, everything seems fine, just clear to the violence, but after that, we just saw these pictures coming in, these visuals are coming in. Parties are demonstrating true spirits of combat. But after that, these are the violence visuals are coming in from Agartala, where you can see that BJP and the Congress party supporters are clashing. So what more updates do you have at this point in time? Any FIR filed by any of the leaders?
See, till now there has been no FIR. But what we came to understand, this is a total incident of rumor mongering. It is said, and the Congress and the BJP both are alleging each other. But what it came out, it seems that where the Congress supporters are waiting for their leaders at that spot, somehow it is said that a BJP supporters who had entered with the bike and understanding they are Congress, they were little panicked. And while trying to move away from that in a hurry, they fall down. They had fallen down from their bike and they had hurt their head. This is what Congress leader Sudipta Burman said. On the contrary, the BJP leader said that they were hit in their head, and one Vikram, he had sustained injuries in his head and he had 12-13 stitches. But everything can be confirmed only once the CCTV footage that is available with the smart city and the police. That will give a clear message, clear the entire thing that what actually happened. But parties have their own way of saying their own allegations. But the fact of the matter is, after following that, the rumor has spread or the facts have spread, and then the skirmish started. And in front of the Congress woman, there was a real incident where in front the allegation is that even police was there and other leaders were there in front of them. They were attacked. So many bikes were totally shattered, and there were tear gas shells. Those were fired by the police to disperse the mob, unruly mob. And one of a Congress leader has been Congress supporter has been stabbed, and the Congress PCC president, that is Bijit Sinha, he had certain head injuries and he had to rush to the hospital for stitches. And BJP also says their supporters were injured in the entire incident. A councillor house was.
All right. So, Pinaki, how many of the BJP supporters were injured in this clash?
All total, it is said 4 to 5, but the thing is not yet clear. It is 4 to 5 on both sides, and things are not yet clear. But now police is saying that we are trying to look into the matter and try to arrest the culprit. But till now, there has been no affair for any of the party. So the parties, most probably, they will come in the evening for the affairs. And right now, when we are speaking, so I can see Mr. Sudipra Burman is entering the West Agartala police station again, where a few Congress supporters were brought for detained, in fact, for interrogation. And now they are trying to ask the police why only when Congress is the victim, why Congress people are being brought. And just now he had completed his press conference in which he raised the entire issue and said police has lost his sense of duty, and when the victims are being again victimized by the police. This is the allegation that Sudipra Burman has clearly brought, and he said if this continues, he will try to speak with other opposition parties and work out a strategy so that all these attacks and the victimization by the police can be stopped. This is the message that right now Sudipra Burman has given.
All right. Thank you, Pinaki, for giving us those details at this point in time. And viewers will cut across live to Tripura, where a BJP is addressing a press meet.
আসনের মধ্যে 3টি আসনে ভারতীয় জনতা পার্টির প্রার্থীরা বিপুল ভোটে জয়লাভ করেছে। এই বিষয়কে কেন্দ্র করেই আজকের এই সাংবাদিক সম্মেলন। এই সাংবাদিক সম্মেলনে আমার সঙ্গে উপস্থিত রয়েছেন ত্রিপুরা প্রদেশ বিজেপির মাননীয় সাধারণ সম্পাদক শ্রী টিঙ্কু রায় মহোদয়। আমি প্রথমেই মাননীয় টিঙ্কু রায় মহোদয়কে অনুরোধ করব আপনাদেরকে সম্বোধন করার জন্য।
নমস্কার। ভারতীয় জনতা পার্টি রাজ্য কার্যালয়ে মিডিয়া বন্ধুদের, যারা প্রিন্ট মিডিয়া, ইলেকট্রনিক মিডিয়া, সোশ্যাল মিডিয়া যারা রয়েছেন, সবাইকে অনেক অনেক শুভেচ্ছা এবং অভিনন্দন। আপনারা জানেন আমাদের মুখ্য প্রবক্তা বলেছেন যে 4টা বিধানসভার মধ্যে 3টা বিধানসভায় ভারতীয় জনতা পার্টির প্রার্থীরা বিজয়ী হয়েছে। 6 আগরতলা বিধানসভা কেন্দ্রে আমরা সেখানে যে ধরনের আশা করেছিলাম হয়তো সেই ধরনের আমাদের ফল আসেনি। তারপর আমরা সেখানকার মানুষ যারা ভারতীয় জনতা পার্টি প্রার্থীদেরকে ভোট দিয়েছে তাদেরকে আমরা ধন্যবাদ জানাই। আপনারা জানেন যে উত্তর জেলাতে যুবরাজনগর বিধানসভা 29 বছর লাগাতার সেখানে কমিউনিস্টের শাসনে ছিল। 2018 সালে ভারতীয় জনতা পার্টির বিপুল জয় অনেকগুলো বিধানসভায় করার পরেও কিন্তু আমরা সেই যুবরাজনগর কেন্দ্র প্রায় 600 ভোটে সেখানে আমাদের পরাজিত হয়েছিল। সেই কেন্দ্রে আমরা প্রায় 4500 ভোটের ব্যবধানে আমরা সেটা জিতেছি এবার। তো সেখানকার মানুষ যারা ভারতীয় জনতা পার্টিকে ভোট দিয়েছে এবং যারা ভারতীয় জনতা পার্টির সঙ্গে যারা কার্যকর্তারা ছিল সবাইকে অনেক অনেক অভিনন্দন। আপনাদের মাধ্যমে এই 4 বিধানসভা কেন্দ্রে সহ আমাদের রাজ্যের সাধারণ নাগরিক এবং পুলিশ কর্তা যারা এবং এই ইলেকশন কেন্দ্র করে যারা অফিসাররা, আধিকারিকরা যারা কাজ করেছেন সবাইকে ভারতীয় জনতা পার্টির পক্ষ থেকে অনেক অনেক অভিনন্দন এবং শুভেচ্ছা। আপনারা একটা জিনিস পরিষ্কার হয়েছেন যারা মিডিয়ার বন্ধুরা রয়েছেন, এবারে নির্বাচন আমরা দীর্ঘ বছর ধরে যে কথাটা বলতাম যে কংগ্রেস আর সিপিএম আলাদা নয়, তার প্রমাণ আপনারা 6 আগরতলা বিধানসভা রেজাল্টটা যদি দেখুন তাহলে সেখানে পরিষ্কার হয়ে যাবে।
Well, the BJP has won 3 out of 4 assembly seats that went to by polls in Tripura. While the BJP has won the town Bordowali, Jubraj Nagar and Surma assembly seats, the Congress has emerged victorious in 6 Agartala assembly seats. Chief Minister Manik Saha has won from a town Bordowali seat against his rival from Congress, Ashish Kumar Saha. After 8 rounds of counting, Chief Minister Manik Saha garnered 17,181 votes and won by a sizable 6,104 votes. Meanwhile, Congress candidate Sudeep Roy Burman won from 6 Agartala seat. After 8 rounds of counting, Sudeep Roy Burman won by 3,163 votes against his rival from the BJP, Dr. Ashok Sinha. BJP candidate from Jubraj Nagar, Malina Devnath, garnered 18,769 votes, winning the seat against her nearest rival, Shailendra Chandranath of a CPIM, who managed 14,197 votes. BJP's Surma candidate Swapna Das Paul garnered 16,677 votes to defeat her nearest Tripura Motha rival by over 4,000 votes. On the other hand, Chief Minister Manik Saha stated that the results were on expected lines. He, however, alleged that due to the secret understanding between the Congress and the CPIM, the Congress won the Agartala seat and also dented into the BJP votes in town Bordewari.
Very fine, it was expected, but the margin, I thought that it would be too much. But you have seen the hand gloves with the CPM, with Congress, we have seen in this fray. So in everywhere they have done it. So even though they could not fulfill their dream, so ultimately we have won.
One Congress candidate has
One has won. In democracy, okay, it is expected. I congratulate him. But the problem is we have to calculate how it has happened. Because out of 4 seats, we have won in 3 seats. But in 1 seat, we have lost. But neck-to-neck fight was there. So we have to see why it had happened. But apparently what I have seen, that there is some understanding between the Congress and CPIM. And they have transferred their votes to the Congress. That is clear. That is the reason.
Sir, what will be your main aim this time? Only 7 months, 8 months left.
No, for development, no. I have to work hard, that I can tell you. Now let's see. The tree is known by its fruits.
So you have to give the result.
Yeah, I will try my best.
Meanwhile, a Congress winning candidate, Sudeep Roy Burman, termed the victory as a will of the masses who were fed up with alleged BJP misrule.
If you introspect the result, these people were damn sure, based on muscle power, money power, and administrative or all these things, they were cocksure that they're going to win all the 4 assembly constituencies. And normally, it goes in favor of the ruling party. But for the first time, in the wildest dream, the voters of 6 Agartala assembly constituencies taught them a befitting lesson. And I believe this is the sentiment of the common people across the state. The voters and our workers, they breached all the barricades being created by the hoodlums. They went to the polling booth, casted, but in many places, they were obstructed and resulting in a less percentage of votes, 77. Normally, it happens to be in between 92-93%. The moral of this thing, what I want to say is, it's a reflection of the people's anger. It's a reflection of the BJP's Jumla. It is a reflection of the people's mandate in the coming days. People are so frustrated and hopeless with this government that it will now give a spark to the rest of the assembly constituencies.
And while Chief Minister Manik Saha had the CPIM to blame for the BJP's defeat in 6 Agartala, BJP candidate Dr. Ashok Sinha said that he fully respects the people's verdict and congratulated Sudeep Roy Burman on the win.
যেটা হয়েছে এটা জনগণের ইচ্ছা এবং জনগণের ইচ্ছাই সর্বোচ্চ. You see, when someone competes, he expects to win, but everyone cannot win. One has to win. So Sudeep won. I am happy he's won because people wanted him.
Do you accept the people's mandate?
Absolutely, there's no question about it. I accept it very happily.
You're pretty confident while contesting for while you campaign.
Yeah, otherwise
What do you think went wrong?
nothing went wrong. I got the number of votes that I expected to get. Sudeep got more than what I expected him to get. He won. একটা অসাধারণ ভোট হয়েছে এবং জনগণ যাকে চেয়েছে তিনিই জিতেছেন.
On the other hand, Tripura Motha chief and royal scion Pradyut Kishore Dev Verma is elated at the party's performance in Surma assembly seat. Well, party candidate Baburam Santnami finished second in the Surma seat.
जो ये इलेक्शन में जीते हैं, बीजेपी से हो या कांग्रेस से हो, मैं सबको कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशंस बोलना चाहता हूं. मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंटली, डेमोक्रेसी में कोई जीतेगा, कोई हारेगा, लेकिन इलेक्शंस में अच्छे तरीके से कॉन्टेस्ट हुआ और बाय इलेक्शन में एक ट्रेंड रहता है पूरे दुनिया में, पूरे इंडिया में, कि जो भी पावर में है स्टेट में वही बाय इलेक्शन जीतता है. आपने ये 2013 में नलछर में देखा होगा, आपने एडीसी में भी बाई इलेक्शंस देखा था जहां में सीपीएम जीत रहा था, 2 साल बाद आईपीएफटी और बीजेपी जीते। तो ये ट्रेंड रहता है कि जो भी स्टेट में रूलिंग में है वो बाई इलेक्शन जीतता है। लेकिन इस बार बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग चीज हुआ है। आपने देखा होगा कि अगरतला से सुदीप राय बर्मन जीते हैं और बरदवाली में जहां से हमारे न्यू चीफ मिनिस्टर मानिक बाबू वो लड़ रहे हैं, उन्होंने जीत हासिल किया है। और जुबराज नगर में बीजेपी जीती है क्योंकि वहां में जो सिटिंग एमएलए थे वो सीपीएम से थे, लेकिन बाई इलेक्शन में बीजेपी जीते। सूरमा के बारे में बात करना चाहता हूँ क्योंकि तिपरा मोथा सूरमा से लड़ा था। सबसे पहले मैं अपने तिपरा मोथा के लीडर्स को, वर्कर्स को, वॉरियर्स को, टीडब्ल्यूएफ के वॉरियर्स को और वाईटीएफ के वॉरियर्स को सबसे पहले मैं आपको कॉन्ग्रेचुलेट करना चाहता हूं। क्या फाइट दिया आपने। आज से 1 महीने पहले किसी ने तिपरा मोथा को चांस ही नहीं दिया था कि हम लोग इलेक्शन में कैंडिडेट भी दे सकते हैं कि नहीं। सब कह रहे थे कि तिपरा मोथा कैंडिडेट भी नहीं दे पाएगा सुरमा से, लेकिन हमने कैंडिडेट दिया और आज ये ऐतिहासिक मोमेंट है, हिस्टोरिकल है कि आज एक आंचलिक पार्टी 20 सीट के बाहर लड़ा और लड़ने के बाद उन्होंने बीजेपी जो रूलिंग गवर्नमेंट है उनको टक्कर दिया और हम आज सेकंड पोजीशन में आए हैं।
With that, we take a short break. Stay tuned for more news.
Northeast Live, most watched English news channel in Northeast. Number 1 English channel in region. Highest urban and rural viewers in Northeast. Most viewed news channel of Northeast on YouTube.
News to keep you ahead. Evening Prime, every day at 7.
Welcome back. And before moving to some other stories, let's take a look at the headlines once again. Clash erupts between BJP and Congress supporters after result of by-polls in Tripura. Allegations and counter charges fly thick and fast. BJP makes it 3-1 in Tripura by polls. Chief Minister Manik Saha wins the town Bordowali seat. Congress's Sudeep Roy Burman victorious in 6 Agartala. Congress CPIM understanding behind numbers, says BJP. Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma visits a flood-ravaged Silchar second time in 48 hours, reaches out to affected people, promises all possible help. And despite Shiv Sena warning, rebel ranks continue to swell. Rebels seek more time to respond to summons by Deputy Speaker. More MLAs en route Guwahati, say reports. And shifting focus to some more big story from the region. Well, Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma today once again reviewed the situation in flood-ravaged Silchar town of Barak Valley. But first, an aerial survey, then a boat ride, and finally walking in the waterlogged streets. Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma today went all out to address the concerns of people of Silchar who have been at the receiving end of the floods since the last couple of weeks. Well, the Assam Chief Minister arrived in Silchar only 48 hours after he made his first visit to the flood-ravaged town. After making an aerial survey, Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma waded through the waterlogged streets on a raft boat. And what used to be filled with vehicles today barely has even a bicycle plying. where Chief Minister Sharma could be seen reviewing the situation and interacting with the people in distress.
Slow.
And however, a defining moment of a chief minister's visit was when a medical student braced all odds to reach out to Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma and greet him with a traditional gamusa. He was later assisted by Chief Minister Sharma's security personnel. In fact, Chief Minister Sharma even promised to visit the homes of a few residents and share a cup of tea once things come back to normal.
আপনার ভালো স্যার থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ এটা কোনোবাই যেন লৈ লওক পরে হ্যান্ড ওভার মণিপুরি গাবো মণিপুরি না হ্যাঁ most of the Manipuri people here
शर्ट आपका शर्ट फंसा हुआ है
आप जाओ आप
Sir, just one request, sir. Just read our Mahasharak, sir. Mahasharak, sir.
Mahasarak, na?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I think it will be done in 1 year.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, we are big fans, sir.
I am extremely sorry.
No.
Thank you very much. Silchar Engineering College, Medical College. I'll come sometime and have a cup of tea.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Sir, no, boro janibo.
হ্যাঁ এটা 100% আমি আসবে নেক্সট টাইম যখন শিলচরে আসবে
আমাদের এটা কথা কম স্যার
হ্যাঁ
আপনি মানে ফার্স্ট ইয়ার শিলচর জি মানে ইমান ফিটনেস শিলচর আনিছে we are thankful to you.
লাস্ট নেক্সট টাইম যখন আমি আবার শিলচর আসবে তখন আপনার বাড়িতে আসবো
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Meanwhile, after taking stock of the situation in the town area, Chief Minister Sharma had a crucial meeting with the district officials to ascertain the availability of medicines, besides planning the road ahead in case of fresh rainfall.
মেডিসিন পুরা আছে স্যার যোৱাকালি ORS কম আছিলে যোৱাকালি 1,95,000 পেকেজ আকৌ আহি পাইছে
কালিৰ পৰা অলপ মেডিকেল কেম্প পানী পোৱা জাগাত ষ্টাৰ্ট কৰিব লাগিব
ৱাৰ্ড ৱাইজ আমি কৰি ল'ম
ডাক্তৰ যাব মানুহক মেডিচিন বা দি আছে হেল্থ চেকআপ কৰিব এইবিলাক জাগাত পানী শুকাই আছে শুকোৱাৰ পিছতে বেমাৰ লাগে মানুহ হস্পিটেলত বেমাৰ লগাৰ পিছত যাব গতিকে আগতে আপোনালোক যাব
And interacting with media persons, the Chief Minister Sharma informed that as many as 68 boats are engaged in relief and rescue operations at the moment, with Army, NDRF and SDRF men on ground. Chief Minister Sharma also informed that Minister Jayantamalla Borwa will be camping in Silchar for the next 4 to 5 days to oversee the relief operations.
শিলচৰ চহৰ আৰু এণ্টায়াৰ বৰাক ভেলীৰ ফ্লাড চিটুৱেশ্যনটো ৰিভিউ কৰিবৰ বাবে মই ছেকেণ্ড টাইমৰ কাৰণে আকৌ ইয়াত আহিছিলোঁ অফিচাৰসকলৰ লগত আৰু পাব্লিকৰ লগত কথা বতৰা পাতি আমি ৰিলিফ অপাৰেশ্যনটো আৰু কেনেকৈ ষ্ট্ৰেংথেন কৰিব লাগিব তাৰ বিষয়ে আমি কথা বতৰা পাতিলোঁ এজ অফ নাও অলমষ্ট 68 boats ইয়াতে কাম কৰি আছে আৰু এয়াৰ ফ'ৰ্চেও ইয়াত চাইমালটেনিয়াছলি যোৰহাট আৰু গুৱাহাটীৰ পৰা লোড আনি ইয়াতে ডিষ্ট্ৰিবিউশ্যনৰ কাৰণে কাম কৰি আছে মই ডিচিক কৈছোঁ যে আমাৰ মেডিকেল কেম্প আৰম্ভ কৰিব লাগে ৱাৰ্ড ৱাইজ যাতে মানুহৰ বেমাৰ আজাৰ আউটব্ৰেক হ'ব নোৱাৰে পানীটো সোনকালে ফ্লাছ আউট কৰিবৰ কাৰণে যদি
পাম্প চলাব লাগে মই পাম্প চলাবৰ কাৰণে কৈছোঁ যাতে পানীটো সোনকালে ওলাই যাব পাৰে আৰু সেকেন্ড টাইম ৰেইন হলে আমি কি প্ৰিকশনাৰী মেজাৰ ল'ব লাগিব তাৰ বিষয়ে মই এডভান্স ডিস্ট্ৰিক্ট প্লেনিং কৰিবৰ কাৰণে অনুৰোধ কৰিছোঁ
Significantly, the Assam Chief Minister also ordered an inquiry into the breach of embankment at Bethu-Kandi, even as he termed the disaster in Silchar as man-made. But Chief Minister Sharma also noted that people from vulnerable areas of the town did not take the DDMA warning seriously.
এইবাৰ যিটো শিলচৰত ঘটনা হ'ল ইট ইজ মোষ্টলি মেন-মেড বেতুকান্দিত যদি আমি মথাউৰিটো ভাঙি নিদিলোহেঁতেন হুএভাৰ এই ঘটনাটো নহ'লহেঁতেন মই এটা কেছ ৰেজিষ্টাৰ কৰিব দিছোঁ দিছ থিং উইল ইনকুৱায়াৰ আৰু যোনে মথাউৰিটো ভাঙিছিল দে হেভ টু ফেচ ল আৰু আমাৰ যদি কিবা অফিচিয়েল লেভেলত কিবা তাত প্ৰব্লেম আছিলে অৰ দে ডিড নট এক্ট চুইফলি obviously this inquiry will also take care of their lapses. Second কথাটো হ'ল যে হিদিনাখন যেতিয়া DDMA পৰা ইয়াত এডভাইজাৰি দিয়া হ'ল people did not take it many people did not take it seriously কাৰণ মানুহে এনেকুৱা ফ্লাড আগত কেতিয়াও দেখা নাই so মই ভাবো যে ফিউচাৰত they will also become little bit resilient কিন্তু গভৰ্ণমেণ্টৰ পৰা যিখিনি ডেমেজ আমি ঘৰ বা আন যিখিনি ডেমেজ হৈছে যিমান পাৰো will try to help.
And responding to the queries on problems faced by people within bylanes, Chief Minister Sharma informed that NDRF boats were finding it difficult to operate inside the bylanes due to lack of knowledge of the terrain, and hence help from local volunteers was a must.
So, bylandot NDRF-or যাব নোৱাৰে কাৰণ bylandot ইয়াত টিং আছে already they lost 3 boats যদি বাইলেনত সোমাই দিয়ে আৰু বাইলেনৰ লগে লগে ইয়াৰ প্ৰত্যেকটো বাইলেনত এটা এটা ড্ৰেইন আছে সেই কাৰণে আমি কৰিছো কি বাইলেনৰ সন্মুখলৈকে বস্তু লৈ গৈ তাৰ পৰা লোকেল যিজন মানুহে জিওগ্ৰাফিটো বুজি পায় যে কোনফালে ড্ৰেইনটো ৰাইটত আছে লেফটত আছে তেওঁ লৈ লৈ সোমাইছে আৰু মই এতিয়া সেইটোকে কৰিব কৈছো যে য'ত পানী শুকাইছে তো ইউ কেন গো কিন্তু য'ত একেবাৰে ডিঙিলৈকে আছে তাতে গলিৰ ভিতৰত Army by NDRF সোমোৱাটো ইমান ইজি নহয় তাত সোমাব লাগিব the people with local knowledge.
And Chief Minister Sharma also allayed fears of price rise, stating that the district administration is in talks with the merchant associations and the government is considering bringing vegetables directly from Guwahati to ensure that there is no price rise.
Amar DCA Merchant Associationৰ লগত কথা পাতি আছে আৰু আমি চেষ্টা কৰিম যে গুৱাহাটীৰ পৰা আমি ভেজিটেবল আদি পঠাব পাৰো নেকি তেতিয়া ইয়াত লগে লগে যিটো কাৰণে স্কেয়াৰচিটি হৈছে সেইটো নোহোৱা হৈ যাব আজি মই সেইখিনিও আলোচনা কৰিম যে আমি যদি বৰাকত সবজি বা আন বস্তু সেচুৰেট কৰি দিব পাৰো তেতিয়া দামটো নিজে নিজে কমি যাব না আলু দোকানীয়ে নুলালেও আমি সাপোজ প্ল্যান কৰিব পাৰো নেকি যে আমি এগ্ৰিকালচাৰ মাৰ্কেটিং বোৰ্ডত ক'ব পাৰো যে ইউ ক্যান হ্যাভ ইউৰ ষ্টল গতিকে মই আজি গৈ পেলাই মই কথাখিনি ডিসকাস কৰি নেক্সট স্টেপটো আমি ল'ম
Chief Minister Sharma also noted that number of distress calls have gone down from 1,200 per day to 400 in the last 2 days, which was a positive sign. And well, after returning from Silchar, where he waded through knee-deep water to reach out to the affected masses, the Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma stopped by Hotel Radisson briefly while on his way back home from airport after hearing that a journalist engaged in live coverage there had developed some swelling in his foot. But Chief Minister Sharma stepped out of his car near Radisson and inquired about the health condition of the journalist.
से बता देना अगर डॉक्टर
Right, so just after returning from Silchar, where he waded through knee-deep water to reach out to the affected masses, there, Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma stopped by Hotel Radisson Blu briefly while on his way back home from airport after hearing that a journal engaged in live coverage there had developed some swelling in his foot. Chief Minister Sharma stepped out of his car near Radisson and inquired about the health condition of the journal. The centre has provided Y plus category security cover to rebel Shiv Sena MLAs who are camping in Guwahati. As per reports, the Y plus category security cover has been allotted to only 15 of the rebel Shiv Sena MLAs, which include Ramesh Bornare, Magnesh Kudalkar, Sanjay Shirshat, Latabai Sonavani, Prakash Surve, Sadanand Saran Avankar, Yogesh Dada Kadam, Pratap Sarnek, Yamini Jadhav, Pradeep Jaiswal, Sanjay Rathor, Dadjeep Huse, Dilip Lande, Balaji Kalyanar, Sandipan Bhumare. Well, meanwhile, rebel Shiv Sena leader Eknath Shinde held a crucial meeting in which an exit plan was discussed. But Shinde assured that rebel MLAs that all of them would be getting Y plus security cover once they return to Mumbai. And tomorrow, the Eknath Shinde camp is likely to approach the court, challenging the Deputy Speaker's suspension notice to 16 rebel MLAs. In the next couple of days, there is a possibility that Eknath Shinde camp may stake claim to form a government in Maharashtra in alliance with the BJP. Meanwhile, another Maharashtra cabinet minister has reportedly joined the Eknath Shinde camp. Maharashtra Higher and Technical Education Minister Uday Samant has reportedly joined the Eknath Shinde faction, which is camping in Guwahati. As per reports, the minister from Shiv Sena is said to be not reachable. Well, Samant is the 8th state minister to join the Shinde camp. He has reportedly boarded a flight to Guwahati from Surat. And with this, except for one, all the cabinet ministers in Uddhav Thackeray government have jumped ship to the Shinde camp. The only cabinet minister to remain in Uddhav Thackeray camp is his son, Aditya Thackeray. All right, our Chief of Bureau, Arindam Das, joins us live from the Radisson Blu Hotel to give us update about today's development. Well, Arindam, brisk developments taking place. Reports are coming in that despite Sena warning, the rebel camp in Guwahati is getting bigger by the day. So what inputs do you have?
Yes, Pooja, a crucial meeting took place here inside Radisson Blu, chaired by Eknath Shinde. And this meeting discussed a few vital issues. One is that Eknath Shinde has assured that all the MLAs who are camping here would be provided Y category security cover when they return to Mumbai. So, in a way, they were discussing the exit plan right now. So, they are preparing for the final assault. So they are discussing the exit plan and how to go to Maharashtra or Mumbai, as he have assured the rebel MLAs camping here that Y category security cover would be provided to the rebel MLAs as well as the family members, and that Y category security cover would be central forces. So that is one development. The other development is that tomorrow the Eknath Shinde camp is likely to challenge the Deputy Speaker's suspension order of 16 rebel MLAs who are camping here. So that is another big development. And the third development is that probably tomorrow or day after tomorrow, Eknath Shinde camp would be staking claim to form government in Maharashtra with the alliance of BJP. So there would be a lot of activities which might happen tomorrow or day after tomorrow, and they might be exiting Hotel Radisson Blu tomorrow, day after tomorrow, or latest by Wednesday. So that is all I can tell you right now. But one more MLA, Uday Samant, who happens to be the higher education minister of Maharashtra, is also en route to Guwahati. He would be reaching in the evening hours here at Radisson Blu and would be joining the Eknath Shinde camp. So after Uday Samant, another Minister of Maha Agari government of Maharashtra joining the Eknath Shinde camp, the total number of ministers joining the Eknath Shinde camp would be 9. So only one minister, that is Uddhav Thackeray's son, Aditya Thackeray, would only be left with him. And apart from that, the total number of Sena MLAs who would be here at this camp would go to 39, and 9 other independent MLAs. So the total number is going to 48 right now. So we have to wait till some time, because we have got confirmation that Uday Samant has already taken a chartered flight to Guwahati. He is expected to land at Guwahati airport in the evening. So we will be able to give you minute by minute update as and when he arrives. But as of now, I can only say that a crucial meeting took place here at Radisson Blu, which took several vital decisions.
And Arindam, what kind of activities is being seen by the BJP leaders? Are they still coming and going out of the Radisson Blu hotel?
Yes, that's a routine affair. 3 ministers, Piyush Hazarika, Jayanta Malla, and Ashok Singhal, these 3 ministers are regularly visiting Hotel Radisson Blu, apart from other BJP leaders and Bharatiya Yuva Morcha leaders are also here at Hotel Radisson Blu. So that's a routine affair which is taking place, but we don't know as to whether these ministers from Assam government or the BJP leaders or Yuva Morcha leaders are directly discussing issues with the Eknath Shinde camp. But yes, I can tell you that this is a routine affair, and today also we have seen that the ministers and the BJP leaders and Yuva Morcha leaders are visiting the hotel.
All right.
Pooja.
Thank you, Arindam, for giving us those details at this point in time. And along with Tripura, the counting of votes for the by-elections in Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Delhi, Andhra Pradesh also took place today. Well, in what has come as a massive victory for the Yogi Adityanath-led government on one hand, BJP has won both the Azamgarh and Rampur Lok Sabha constituencies. Well, this has emerged as a big setback for the Akhilesh Yadav-led Samajwadi Party, as both these seats were their strongholds.
आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का यशस्वी नेतृत्व, भारतीय जनता पार्टी के केंद्र और प्रदेश नेतृत्व के साथ ही कार्यकर्ताओं का परिश्रम और जनता जनार्दन का आशीर्वाद, ये निरंतर डबल इंजन की सरकार को प्राप्त हुआ है और उसी का सुफल है कि दोनों चुनौतीपूर्ण लड़ाई को भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने जीत में बदल करके 2024 के लिए एक दूरगामी संदेश दे दिया है।
On the other hand, Aam Aadmi Party candidate from Delhi's Rajinder Nagar constituency, Durgesh Pathak, too launched a thumping victory. Durgesh Pathak won by over 11,500 votes over BJP's Rajesh Bhatia, Delhi's Rajinder Nagar Assembly constituency.
राजेंद्र नगर विधानसभा में आम आदमी पार्टी जीती है और इतने भारी मैंडेट से जीती है। मैं अरविंद केजरीवाल जी को धन्यवाद दूंगा। ये जीत अरविंद केजरीवाल, उनके द्वारा कराए जाए काम, राजेंद्र नगर की जनता और आम आदमी पार्टी के कार्यकर्ताओं की मेहनत का नतीजा है। इतने शानदार रिजल्ट आए हैं, मैं सबको धन्यवाद दूंगा और साथ ही साथ जो भरोसा और विश्वास मेरे ऊपर जताया है लोगों ने, उस भरोसे और विश्वास पे खरा उतरने की कोशिश करूंगा। जनता पार्टी से अब ये आग्रह कहता हूं और चुनौती भी देता हूं कि दिल्ली की जनता बहुत ज्यादा परेशान है, हर तरफ कूड़े पड़े हुए हैं। दिल्ली के लोग जब घर बनाते हैं तो बीजेपी के काउंसलर उनसे पैसे मांगते हैं। इसलिए मैं भारतीय जनता पार्टी से ये निवेदन भी करता हूं और ये चुनौती भी देता हूं, एमसीडी के चुनाव कराएं जल्द से जल्द और एमसीडी के चुनाव कराकर दिल्ली के लोग ये डिसाइड करें कि अब उनको एमसीडी में किसकी सरकार चाहिए।
Meanwhile, Simranjit Singh Mann of Shiromani Akali Dal has won from Punjab's Sangrur Lok Sabha seat. Well, Sangrur Lok Sabha seat was vacated by Bhagwant Mann, who came to power as the state chief minister after the Aam Aadmi Party secured a landslide victory in the recently held assembly polls in Punjab. Meanwhile, counting of votes also took place in Atmakuru in Andhra Pradesh. Vikram Reddy of YSR Congress wins by 82,888, defeats BJP's Bharat Kumar Gundlapalli in the Andhra Pradesh's Atmakuru. Back to region now. Well, Arunachal Police strives to fight drug problem with complete dedication. To that end, a route march to create awareness about drug abuse was conducted in all police stations of Itanagar, Chimpu, Niti Vihar, Papu Hills, Nahar Lagun, Nirjuli, and Bandardeva. The route march focused on public areas like markets, roads, etc. The march also witnessed banners and slogans with the message "No to drugs" written on them. Meanwhile, the police have urged everyone to inform the authorities in case of any suspicious activities. In order to mark the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking 2022 and to raise awareness about the impact and negative consequences that drugs have on society, a mega cycle rally was organized in Manipur's Churachandpur. The mega cycle rally was organized by the Joint Committee on Anti-Drugs Churachandpur in collaboration with District Legal Services Authority Churachandpur District Police and Kuki Students Organization. Organized on the theme addressing the drug challenges in health and humanitarian crisis, the cycle rally was flagged off by Churachandpur DC Sharat Chandra Araju from Peace Ground, Tuibon. It may be mentioned here that as the indulgence of youth in illicit drugs has increased, the KSO unit formed the Joint Committee on Anti-Drugs Churachandpur with like-minded CSOs and CBOs of the district.
Today, we are organizing this mass cycle rally on the event of International Day Against Drugs Abuse and Illicit Trafficking. We hope that with this rally, we spread awareness among the people about the misuse of these drugs and how it affects the society.
On the other hand, environmental activist Lissi Priya Kanthojam is in Assam to raise awareness about the flood scenario prevailing here. The 10-year-old activist hailing from Manipur is in Assam and is spending her time among the flood-affected people in the state. Noteworthy here is that Lissi Priya was in the news recently when she had highlighted the rampant pollution near the Taj Mahal in Agra.
फ्लड विक्टिम्स को मैं हेल्प करूं, उनकी कुछ मदद करूं, क्योंकि मैं इतना तो नहीं दे पाती हूं उनको, मैं इतना तो मदद नहीं कर सकती हूं, लेकिन मैं उनके चेहरे पे स्माइल ला सकती हूं। वर्ल्ड को कुछ मैसेज देना चाहती हूं कि असम को आपकी जरूरत है, आपकी मदद लें, उसको असम के लोगों को आपकी मदद चाहिए। तो मुझे बहुत बुरा लगा, बहुत सारे लोग भी मरे और 100 अबव लोग मरे, बहुत सारे बच्चे भी मरे और स्मॉल बेबीज है ना, वो भी ये सब सहल रहे हैं। When I reached ताजमहल तो मैं बहुत जैसे शॉक्ड हो गई थी कि वहाँ पे कचरा ही कचरा था, कूड़े थे, जैसे ताजमहल एक कूड़ेदान है, वो एक डस्टबिन तो नहीं है, वो एक बहुत प्रेशियस मॉन्यूमेंट है और मेरी एक ट्वीट की वजह से अब वहाँ पे साफ सफाई हो रही है।
And shifting focus to some international news now, well, Prime Minister Narendra Modi arrived in Munich, Germany to attend the G7 summit scheduled from June 26th to 27th, where he will hold meetings with the G7 and guest countries and exchange views on contemporary issues. Prime Minister Modi will also travel to United Arab Emirates while coming back to India. In an official statement, Prime Minister Modi said that he will be exchanging views with the G7 countries, G7 partner countries and guest international organizations on topical issues such as environment, energy, climate, food, security, health, counter-terrorism, gender equality and democracy. Meanwhile, the Indian diaspora accorded a grand welcome to Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And after attending the G7 summit, Prime Minister will be traveling to United Arab Emirates on June 28 to pay his personal condolences on the passing away of Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the former UAE president and Abu Dhabi ruler. The ministry statement added that Prime Minister Modi will also take the opportunity to congratulate Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan on his election as the new president of United Arab Emirates and ruler of Abu Dhabi. On the sidelines of the summit, Prime Minister Modi will hold bilateral meetings with leaders of some of the participating countries. Prime Minister Modi said that in Germany, he looks forward to meeting members of the Indian diaspora in Europe.
क्षेत्र का बहुत प्रतिष्ठित बैंक
In a proud moment for Arunachal Pradesh, a Wushu martial art black belt holder Bachi C. Kunjuju yesterday bagged gold in the FC Sikada World Championship professional fight in the under 70 kg category in Dubai. Meanwhile, as Kunjuju emerged victorious, he plunged into the gold medal along with trophy of World Championship professional fight. Besides, the championship was joined by dozens of professional fighters from different countries. The championship was organized by FC Kunlun Sikada, which started on 22nd of June and ended yesterday. Kunjuju, speaking to media, said that he is preparing for his next championship, which will be held either in China or Thailand. He further informed that professional fight is a freestyle martial art fought without any guard except gloves. It may be mentioned here that Kunjuju was an instructor of West Coming Wushu Association at Bomdila.
My name is Pachi Kunjuju. मैं अभी फिलहाल दुबई में हूँ. मैंने इंडिया को रिप्रेजेंट किया है और मैंने गोल्ड मेडल्स लाया है. FC सिकादा फाइट वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप में मैंने नंबर 1 आया है 70 वेट में. और फंडर हम लोग अभी फाइट होने वाला है फिर से थाईलैंड चाइना में. मैं उसके लिए भी प्रिपेयर करेगा. मैं जितने भी सपोर्टर्स हैं सभी को तहे दिल से मैं धन्यवाद करता हूँ.
On to some other news now, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed the 90th episode of his monthly radio program, Man Ki Baat, today. In his address, Prime Minister Narendra Modi lauded India's space sector achievements and shared the interesting ongoing strides of upcoming startups. He stated that when the country is excelling in various fields, then why not space? The Prime Minister stated that a few days ago, during the inauguration of Iron Space headquarters in Ahmedabad, he witnessed the numerous ideas and enthusiasm of many young startups. All these startups are working on such ideas which were either not thought about earlier or were considered impossible for the private sector. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that initiatives carried out under Man Ki Baat were closely monitored through waste to wealth. Well, here he cited the example of Mizoram capital, Aizawl. Prime Minister Modi referred to the beautiful Chite River in Aizawl, which he said adds magnificence to the city picturesque. However, the river, as the Prime Minister Modi said, has been used as a dumping ground for the Mizoram's capital dwellers. He added that an initiative to revive the river is being taken recently and is steadily being monitored. Prime Minister Modi said that waste to wealth creation is being carried out to save Chitte River and cleanse the dirt in the river banks under the Save Chitte Louis Action Plan. The initiative was jointly carried out by agencies, social workers, and citizens of Aizawl for healthier Chitte River.
मिजोरम की राजधानी आइजवाल में एक खूबसूरत नदी है चिटे लुई, जो बरसों की उपेक्षा के चलते गंदगी और कचरे के ढेर में बदल गई। पिछले कुछ वर्षों में इस नदी को बचाने के लिए प्रयास शुरू हुए हैं। इसके लिए स्थानीय एजेंसियां, स्वयंसेवी संस्थाएं और स्थानीय लोग मिलकर सेव चिटे लुई एक्शन प्लान भी चला रहे हैं। नदी की सफाई के इस अभियान ने वेस्ट से वेल्थ क्रिएशन का अवसर भी बना दिया है। दरअसल इस नदी में और इसके किनारों पर बहुत बड़ी मात्रा में प्लास्टिक और पॉलीथीन का कचरा भरा हुआ था। नदी को बचाने के लिए काम कर रही संस्था ने इसी पॉलीथीन से सड़क बनाने का फैसला लिया। यानी जो कचरा नदी से निकला उससे मिजोरम के एक गांव में राज्य की पहली प्लास्टिक रोड बनाई गई। यानी स्वच्छता भी और विकास भी।
And when news and updates continue on Northeast Live, so stay tuned for more news. Thank you.
Most watched English news channel in Northeast. Number 1 English channel in region. Highest